Like, at least have, you want to repeat the same word, do it in different sentences. But if you're doing it in the same sentence, it just shows that you don't have a wide enough vocabulary. Hello everyone, how are you doing today? So I got my sunglasses on here because my hair is pretty bad today, bad hair day. And I don't think you want to see that because you'll probably just switch off the video and listen to me instead. But it is what it is, and we've got to make the best of what we have, right? So welcome everybody to Grade My 1119. This is the show where you send me your essays and I will grade them according to the 1119 standards together with you on YouTube, so you can see where you are and how you can improve. If you like to have your essay graded on this YouTube channel, please send an email to this address on the screen right now. Today we have an essay from SMJK Yok bin Melaka with the title A Scary Incident. So let's take a look. Is this really scary? I was doing my homework in the afternoon. While I was doing halfway, I heard a loud sound. So I don't think you need this. You can just say halfway. I heard a loud sound, but I didn't bother about it. I wasn't bothered much about it because I thought my next door neighbor was doing as they were renovating their house. I thought that my next door neighbor was, you don't need this part, renovating their house. Okay, so you got two buts here. So I'm gonna stop the sentence here, change this to however. However, the loud sound lasted for approximately 20 seconds. Due to that, my mother stood at the door and tried to see what happened. Or I think what was happening. Because it was probably still going on when your mother was looking at, trying to see what's happening. She saw a crane reversing down, jumped over the bump, and it was very fast. Over a bump. And it was going very fast. Therefore, she suspected something bad was going to happen. Okay. So, from this first paragraph itself, I could already tell that, that there would be some grammatical issues and the vocabulary isn't very impressive. So this might be D or E. So let's carry on. Let's look at the rest of the essay and see how it goes. She told all of us what we saw, and all my family members were very afraid. I didn't think and bother about it. I didn't think or bother about it because everything in my mind was about my school homework. Because my mind was on my homework, my school homework. And they just can't leave my mind. It couldn't. My maths teacher gave us a set of maths questions, which contains 50 questions. And we needed to submit it by next Tuesday. A set of math questions which contains 50 questions. Oh, man. You're repeating these words like in too close proximity. You at least have, you want to repeat the same word, do it in different sentences. But if you're doing it in the same sentence, it just shows that you don't have a wide enough vocabulary. So you got to use like a different word. You can probably use quiz or I don't know, like exercises to show off that like more words in English. And I'm sure that you do. It's just that you probably didn't think about it as you were writing this. So you always need to proofread what you've written and make sure that you don't repeat words in close proximity to each other. I knew that I wouldn't. Past tense, buddy. Come on. I knew that I wouldn't be able to finish all my homework if I didn't do them fast. Hence, good use of hence. I kept doing my homework and it kept hovering me, but it was not the worst part. What kept hovering you? This one is like very unclear. What do you mean? You said homework, okay? Kept doing my homework and it kept hovering me. This is a really weird sentence here. It kept hovering me, so I'm gonna take it out. Your homework is hovering over you? Or is it the thought of your homework? I heard someone crying very loudly outside, and I heard my father talking to my neighbor. Without any hesitation, I went out of the house to see what happened outside. I think it's better if you like what was happening, because it was still happening, right? When I saw the scene outside, I got the shock of my life. I saw a crane crashed into 3 houses. The crane had crashed into 3 houses and the roofs of the houses had dropped. Yet when I turned my head to the other side, I saw that 5 cars were damaged. But I didn't know why it happened. I asked my father about it, and he told me that the crane crashed into the cars and the houses because the engine of the crane went off. The crane was supposed to go upslope to renovate someone's house. The driver wanted to change gears while he was driving up the slope, but unfortunately the engine went off. That's not how you use went off. Went off is like the gun went off. It's not a good use of went off here. So you gotta, I think what you're saying is like off as in malfunction, kind of off. Stalled, maybe. That's why the crane went on reverse, because the engine stopped, couldn't go forward. So stall would be a good one. Due to that, the brakes malfunctioned. Is malfunctioning? Why is it present tense all of a sudden? Brakes malfunctioned and the driver, past tense, couldn't. Come on, you gotta be consistent in your tenses. Couldn't control the crane when it slides down. As it slid down. The crane slid down from the top of the slope to the bottom. From the top of the slope to the bottom. Luckily, no one was injured, but it caused many trouble. 1 trouble, 2 troubles. I don't think trouble is countable. Much trouble to my neighbors who were involved in the accident. They were not involved in the accident, like they played a part in it. It's more like someone involved them. So involved wouldn't be a good word. Affected. Affected by the accident. Yeah. Because your neighbor didn't go out like, come on, come at me, crane, come at me. No, it just happened to them. So that's why involved is not a good word there. After a few minutes, the company made a police report and many firemen and police officers came out to help. Many contractors came too. The firemen and the contractors worked hand in hand and tried their best to repair the houses. The police, past tense, made sure the place was not overcrowded and everyone complied with the standard operating procedure. You probably learned this because of the COVID situation. Finally, after working for a few days, the house is in good condition. The houses, right? It's not just one house. I think you mentioned 3 houses. Were in good condition and my neighborhood became peaceful again. I don't know if you want to say good condition, because you talked about the houses having their roofs collapsing and, you know, it's probably the whole house was destroyed. Yeah, restored. After working for a few days. So it doesn't make sense that three houses can be restored in a few days. Yeah, gotta mark this up. From this incident, I learned that we must be careful when we do anything. because anything can happen if we are careless. Safety is the most important. As the saying goes, better be safe than sorry. Besides that, we also need to be calm in handling every situation because in the famous words of Donald Altman, who was an international mindfulness expert, a speaker, and a workshop leader, calm is the magic elixir that brings you to a place of balance, harmony, and peace. You might want to add in some quotation marks. I want to comment on these two quotes that you used. The safety part, yeah, this one makes sense, but the calm one, I don't know, because in your story up here, there's nobody that lost their calm. It seems like everybody did their work perfectly calmly. There's nobody that freaked out, or you didn't even mention I was so impressed by the calmness of this person, and so I want to be calm as well. So when you go and mention calmness at the end, it's kind of weird. It's like, what are you referencing? Your conclusion has to be related to what you've written prior to that. And if you haven't written about calmness, I would not recommend that you add this last part here into your essay because it doesn't make sense. It's like something that was added out of the blue, and so it's out of place. I've graded this essay and you've been with me throughout the journey. What do you think is a grade that you would give to this essay? Now, pause the video and write it in the comments. What would you give this essay? And only continue when you're ready to hear what I think. Okay, so if you look at this essay, you will see that the writer had a lot of problems with tenses. Tenses were not consistent. He or she would shift from present tense to past tense to present tense. And then the writer wasn't able to use the present continuous consistently. From this essay, I can conclude that the writer's grammar is very much at the beginner level. Therefore, this person will not receive anything higher than a D. There are a lot of parts where some sentences didn't make much sense, a lot of redundancies, wrong use of vocabulary. Let me zoom out and you can see that there's markings all over the place. Nonetheless, the meaning in this essay, I could understand everything that was written. I could understand sort of the ideas that the writer was trying to present. So I think that this is a low E essay, a low or mid E. So let's look at the rubrics before we conclude. All right, so let's look at E and see if this essay satisfies the requirements of that grade. Meaning is never in doubt, yeah, but single word errors are sufficiently frequent and serious to hamper reading. Yes, some simple structures may be accurate, but a script at this level is unlikely to sustain accuracy for long. Yep, some simple structures may be accurate. Vocabulary is limited, either too simple to convey precise meaning or more ambitious but imperfectly understood. Yeah, vocabulary is very limited, very simple. One thing that I recommend this writer do is, learn some of the synonyms of the words that he likes to use and use more variety of vocabulary rather than repeating the same vocabulary repeating the same vocabulary so close to each other. Simple words may be paragraphs lack unity or are haphazardly arranged. No problems with the paragraph arrangement, it's fine. The subject matter will show some relevance to the topic, but only a partial treatment is given. So the whole essay is relevant to the topic, so no problem here. The high incidence of linguistic error is likely to distract the reader from any merits of content that the composition may have. Yeah, according to the rubrics, I believe that this essay deserves a low E. So what do you think? Do you agree with what I said? Let me know. I love to hear and read what you think. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something from this episode. And to the writer, I hope that you don't give up writing. Keep on practicing. You have some control of basic grammar. So build on that foundation. Keep on improving yourself. Read more. Look for English stories to read. Read the newspapers. The more that you read, the better you will write. If this content has been useful to you and you've learned something from this, please like this video and also subscribe. Other than that, please send me your essays, and I wish that you have a wonderful week ahead. And stay safe out there because the COVID situation is really crazy. We've got a crazy mutation that's 10 times more transmissible. Is that even a word? Okay, see you everyone. Take care. Bye.